I truly get fulfillment out of just off the little amount of helping people. If you are happy doing what you do for a living, you won't ever work a day in your life. That's a good saying.
Yeah, if you can love what you do, I mean, that's half the battle. If you can make a lot of money doing it, like, you're killing it. So that's the plan. All right, here we go. And we're back.
6.
Back in this house, bitch. My God. I mean, we've been trying to do this forever. This is, whew, man, it's hard to make time to do this, but it's a lot of fun. So episode 6 coming at you live.
Time is here.
From La Basement, which is pretty nice and cool down here. That's why we're able to peep the fit and still have the sick track suits that I like to wear for these episodes. This is my staple. I mean, I got the old school gray with the logo, of course, and we got the breads on. You can't go wrong with the breads. The breads are sick. So what you got?
I got the 11s and then this Ohio State thing because it's coming right up.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Season. That's the best time of year,
which there. We're really excited about because we owe a lot of people some
love it.
Revenge
we love
this
Ohio
year.
State.
With the team up north really on our minds that we're coming for vengeance this year and we're going to bring it. So that being said, let's get right into it. We're going to talk OSU football today because we're getting excited. It's like Christmas, a little less than 3 weeks. So this team on paper. And what Ryan Day's done since we shit the bed against Michigan. Yeah, we did. I mean, when you think about it, we only lost by 6. It really doesn't matter. We lost. So McCarthy made plays and it's over. Okay, that's in the rearview mirror. But what he did since then, the coaches he brought in, the transfers he brought in, Downs, Judkins, 2 best transfers in the freaking game.
You realize his job was on the line. He pretty much went out and got a damn super team.
His job was on the line and his back was against the wall.
He went out and bought a super team.
Well, and we got to give it to the NIL crew, Schottenstein,
it's called
Lewis.
It's called NIL now, but, it's been happening.
Yeah.
It's been happening.
It's been happening. That's why Alabama was so good, because they used to do it and not getting caught somehow. Who knows? But I'm not going to hate on Saban. It's probably the best coach ever. But I'm sure glad that he's gone. So it's wide open this year. We got, Harbaugh's yellow teeth, stupid ass. He's out of here. We got McCarthy out of there. So it's open for us to come in and run the table. But we got 3 tough games, and then every game's going to be tough because everyone's going to be gunning for us. I really think they're going to struggle because quarterback McCarthy was so important. He was the most important piece of the team.
Hopefully they can get hit with some violations.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different topic. But how they escaped with what they did, I mean, it's a joke. But I'm not even going to worry about their violations. If that happens, great. But I want to fucking beat their ass anyway this year. We owe them. So let's get into our team because we have a pretty fucking good NFL roster right now. We probably beat some NFL teams. So right off the rip, we're going to talk OSU football like we talked about. We got Will Howard, which is the key ingredient we brought in from Kansas State. Just got clocked at 22 miles an hour on an 80-yard run against our defense, which is the best in the country. Yeah, let's talk about that defense real quick. I mean, you're returning 9 starters, okay? 9 starters, probably 5 of which could be first-round picks, and the other, 4 could be second and third-round picks. And then that doesn't include maybe the best player in the country, Caleb Downs, which not just the best player on our defense, not just the best player in defense in the country, but this is the best player possibly in the country of any position. Returned kicks as a freshman and a safety at Alabama. So he is an absolute stud. They're talking about playing him maybe even a running back, which is crazy. That probably shouldn't happen because we got 2 stud running backs, and so he's that freaky with the ball. I'm just excited to see it. I haven't seen him that much in games, but his highlights are ridiculous and crazy. So let's look at who we got here. We got Jack Sawyer, potential first-rounder. JT, potential first-rounder. Those were both former 5-stars. Sawyer really came on the last half of the year, and that's how he needs to play all year, and then he needs to play even better because he's back for his senior year. So is JT. Both former first-rounders, or both former 5-stars, which could be first-rounders. They should be top 10 picks. So that would be the goal. If they could be top 10 picks, have those kind of year. We got Tyleik Williams. We got Ty Hamilton. Sonny Styles, which can't even go pro yet, but he could. Denzel Burke. So we got Sawyer, JT, and Tyleik, Burke. All could be first-round picks with David, Hancock, probably second and third. Ransom, maybe second. All that, and then you got Caleb Downs, who's definitely a first-rounder, but he can't go until next year. So this defense is it's probably the best we've had that we're ever going to see, probably. And so there's no reason why we shouldn't lead the country in every category for defense. Even the guys coming up are studs. You got Styles, like we mentioned. We got C.J. Hicks. He is a former 5-star, pushing for big playing time. He's got big potential. He's battling Sonny Styles, and you got Cody Simon in the middle, which he must be a stud because I think they're penciling him in as starting. So you got Styles and Hicks battling for playing time, and they're both former first rounders, or keep saying former 5-stars. Yeah, I mean, so Styles actually was like top 2 player in the country coming out, and CJ Hicks was like a top 10. So those players
Both out of Ohio.
both have huge potential. And Sonny Styles' dad played linebacker at Ohio State, was an All-American. Lorenzo
There you go.
Styles.
That's his brother, not his dad.
No, actually,
Yeah.
his dad was Lorenzo Styles, number 90, played linebacker for Ohio State in the 90s, was an
Oh,
All-American.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Why are you trying to say it was his brother?
Because it is his brother, too.
Okay, well,
And
that's
he's
his dad,
actually
too.
on Ohio State's team.
Yeah, it's Lorenzo Styles Jr., I think, so you're talking about. He plays DB now. I don't know what they're doing with him because we have so many studs that he's having trouble getting on the field, but he'll definitely play special teams. So we talked about Downs. He's probably the best player in the country. Overall, D is absolute. Should just dominate this year, and we should have the best D in the country. There's no questions. You know, you talk about other studs coming up. Kenyatta Jackson, Caden Curry, Jermaine Matthews, Gabe Powers. All those dudes will be starting on other teams right now, and they're pushing for playing time. Those guys are all going to play, but, you know, you'll rotate guys, but they're not going to start. Those guys are all stars in the making, and they're going to bring a lot to the table this year, so we'll see. Running back on offense is just a 1-2 combo that, again, both these guys would start anywhere. Travion Henderson's always been one of the best running backs in the country, and his thing was trying to stay healthy. So now we have Judkins that comes in with the transfer portal, who, by the way, was the best running back in the SEC the last 2 years as a freshman and sophomore. Now he's a junior, looking to have a big year, so he could potentially be a first-rounder. So you got Henderson and him that could be first-rounders, both in our backfield, and we're going to split carries, which is fine because you want them both healthy and full of juice in that game. When it comes fourth quarter, you're rotating these guys, and they're both fucking studs. I mean, it's just going to be crazy.
I wonder what they told him when they had these 2 studs that I wonder who's going to start and who won't and all
Well,
that.
Day came to Henderson. He said, hey, we got this opportunity to get this guy. We're trying to win a national championship. What do you think? He said, bring him in. Bring him in because you look at the pros, they can't take all the snaps, you know, because running back, the lifetime is so short. Henderson's probably thinking, I'm going pro this year. I don't care if I don't get all the carries. I want to have a big year. I want to stay healthy. It's a win-win for both of them. You know, they're going to be on the best team in the country. They're getting big-time showcased, and then they're not going to get all the carries, but they'll get a lot of carries each one, and they'll both have big years. They could both be all Big Ten.
And their name's already out there.
Their name's already out
Scouts
there.
already know about
I mean, they go out and have big years this year. They're both first rounders. I mean, Travion Henderson is a freaking speed demon.
Yeah.
He is like as fast as anyone on the team. And Judkins is more of like a power. I'm not even sure what Judkins is.
He's just a stud.
He's a
but
freaking freak.
Did you see that funny spin move glitch on NCAA?
Yeah, and I hope it's real because
No,
every
they-
time he spin moves, he
They had
gets
to
like
patch
20
it.
yards.
They had to patch it. It was some glitch or something that
Really?
they had to get rid of. Yeah.
They fixed it?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's crazy. Okay, so Henderson's a stud. We got Judkins. That backfield is crazy. You got Peoples-Jones as a freshman coming in. Probably won't play that much, but, you know, he'll play next year. These guys are both going pro for this year. You look at what Judkins has done. 800-yard games, 6 multi-touchdown games in the SEC. That broke the record. Tied a record for 1,400-yard games total. 17 TDs twice. Yikes. Led SEC with 15 rushing touchdowns in 23. Led in total TDs, rushing TDs in 2023, and rush yards per game in 2022. So the dude is a f***ing stud. When they're standing together with their pads on and everything, I mean, he just looks like he is just...
He's bigger than everyone.
He is freaking
veins coming out everywhere.
Jacked. And Henderson, too, man. Henderson's got fucking veins all over his arms. These dudes...
They're genetically
fucking freaks. And then you get in a program like Ohio State, watch out. It's all throughout football, but we think we have the best strength training. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, he came to Ohio State for a reason. Judkins did. So let's see what he can do. We'll talk to Schottenstein and Bill Lewis since they run NIL, and we know them pretty well. And actually, they're going to get on here. We'll get Mr. Horsey on here. And Schottenstein, who is a freaking legacy. I mean, like we talked about before, the basketball stadium just happens to be named after his family. I mean, that's as big as you can get. Hanging out with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. They're big time in with the NIL. Either me or Garrett's going to be on the NIL board. So I'm going to tell Garrett it's probably going to be me. So anyway, we'll talk about that coming up here.
He doesn't really care anyway, I don't think.
He's so busy with all this shit, so I don't think he needs to do it. Shout out Perfect Hair. And then one of the most exciting things this year is a player that was number 1 in the country coming in last year, which sometimes these guys like JT and some of these other ones come in and they have trouble living up to the hype. Well, it just so happens. We haven't played a game yet, but he came in and he has been an absolute beast, kicking ass. He's 6'3", 225. He's been clocked at 23.39 miles per hour. Benched 355. Squatted 530.
355 bench.
Vertical
What the fuck?
36. And he's not just, like a combine warrior. This dude comes in and makes fucking plays. I mean, I've seen so many highlights of him scoring touchdowns already. Deep balls,
There's
little
videos
fades.
of him going viral against Denzel Burke. Him absolutely just dominating him.
Yep. And guess what? Burke is a first rounder
He's a
and
first
probably
rounder. He's the leader of our defense, and he's going out as a true freshman and
just dominating
him.
So that he's
Yeah.
going to start. They already said he's going to start, and he looks a lot like him.
How can you not start?
He looks a lot like Harrison, but he's stronger.
He looks more jacked. It looks like he body builds.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
He looks
Damn.
stronger, so crazy. So what they said, his work ethic is second to none. That's going to take him to the top. If he stays focused, which we think he will, he's going to maybe be the best receiver in Ohio State history. That's a big stretch right now, but that's the kind of potential he has. The hands are great, the catch radius, everything, and then you add how strong he is. It's like he's only a freshman. He looks
Imagine
like a
him
senior.
Maybe returning punts, or maybe him getting touches or something.
Or kick returns.
Or anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything.
Reverses. Endless possibilities with
Endless.
him.
He's a super weapon.
So, like we talked about, he's torching the DBs. We're talking about first-round corners. He's still making plays with Burke and Caleb Downs, who's definitely a first-rounder. Jumping up in between him, catching the ball, and going for a touchdown. What? It's crazy, and he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on campus yet. It was like in the winter. So, and then what it's going to come down to for the Bucs is quarterback. It's probably the most important position. Day brought him in, not Cam Ward, so Day believes in him. I believe in Day because Day coached 3 first-round quarterbacks in a row. He knows what the fuck he's doing. So he trusts Will Howard. He sees his ability. We're talking maybe he's not as accurate or his arm strength and blah, blah, blah. We're going to find out because I doubt Day would have brought someone in like that. The dude can flat out run, though, which is going to be a game changer.
I think that was part of the decision, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you looked at what killed us, McCarthy. He fucking ran. He didn't put up huge numbers. He ran when he had to. He made plays with his legs. He ran over a little bit. He's going to get sacked. Ran over here. He throw for a first down. Those are the kind of plays that win games and big games. And so let's hope he can do that. And then let's hope he can break a couple long touchdowns, too. Because, I mean, getting clocked 22 miles an hour and running 80 yards against our defense. I mean this dude's
options, too.
This dude's fucking legit. Yeah, let's use his legs. We got to keep him healthy. We got Devin Brown, too. Let's not forget about him. But he couldn't stay healthy. So we're going to start with Howard, it looks like, and we'll see how it goes. Big potential. 6'3". I think he's 240, running 22 miles an hour.
Yeah,
I would not want to
ridiculous.
tackle him. That would be a
hurt.
huge collision. So if he can manage the game, get the ball to the playmakers, and use his legs, like we can be really, really good. So we'll just see how it goes. So, like we talked about, similar to McCarthy. I mean, I respect you, but I hate you. So, offensive line should be
It's a
solid.
little bit harsh.
I mean, hey, I like him as a player. I just, as a person, and you went to Michigan, that's like, you're going to get hated. So, it's just that simple. So, anyway, I respect him, but I don't have to like him. Wide receivers were stacked like usual. I mean, we didn't even talk about Mbuga yet, Emeka. So, he is a potential first rounder. Okay, you got Jeremiah Smith. Yeah, he's a potential first rounder. You got Jeremiah Smith, who could be potential number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Then you got Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, who both of those could be number 1 picks. So wide receiver is stacked like usual. Hartline's just fucking running the show. I mean, he's wide receiver room is just stacked every year. Best recruiter in the country as far as position coaches. I don't think it's even close.
I wonder when he's going to get a nice check and be like, see ya.
I wouldn't be negative, Douglas. We're talking positive. We're talking about Ohio State football. I don't think he's going anywhere. I mean, he already took offensive coordinator, and they kind of took it away from him, but whatever. I'm sure he's making tons of money. He's happy. He's a Buckeye,
Yeah.
So it's not for everyone. We just have to see how that goes. I don't know. He can definitely recruit. Can he be the CEO and hire all the coaches? Maybe. I mean, we'll see. So right now we're in a good spot. Hopefully we can do what we're supposed to do this year. Day can run the table. Day can beat Michigan. Day can get over the hump like Kirby Smart finally did. It took Kirby Smart a few years to get over the hump. Beat Saban. Same kind of thing what we're dealing with. And then win it all. And he had to assemble super teams, which is kind of what we're doing. And since, not to mention our roster, but we're recruiting on a huge level right now.
Yeah, massive.
Massive level.
NIL
We got the
has
best.
a lot to do with it.
We got the best class in the country again. So
And Tavian St. Clair in the Rivals rankings just got moved to number 1 in the country.
oh yeah, and that's huge.
That came out of nowhere. He was at the beginning of his recruitment when he committed. Wasn't he a high 3-star?
No, I think he was
Pretty sure he was a high 3-star.
4, but he wasn't. He was probably like 80 in the country or something like that, from what I
way
remember.
lower.
So you got the stud wide receivers, tight end. G. Scott, Thurman's potential stud coming up. If we could use him some, flex him out.
Last year, Thurman hurdled a guy. That came out of nowhere.
Yep. We got, special teams are going to be good enough. We got, I don't even know who the kicker is, but just go out and make your kicks, do your job.
Usually our kickers are always from Australia, so they're always really good.
Kickers and punters, so we'll see. And then
punters,
what we have to do better at, which we haven't done since 2014, is return kicks and punts for touchdowns, which we haven't done, which we need to do. And it just so happened the last time we did that, what'd we do? We won the national championship. So that's what we're going to do this year, okay? Taking no prisoners. And anything less than kicking Michigan's ass in a national championship is a disappointment. There's no excuses, okay? Let's move on to what we've been working hard at, which takes a ton of time. People probably like, oh, that's easy. My God. Dude, it is literally a second full-time job. I mean, it's
not really that crazy, but it is definitely takes up a lot of time.
So then now go post on all the other platforms, and then you're going to see.
I do. Post on TikTok.
You post on TikTok, LinkedIn. Oh, that's another one I forgot. TikTok. That's TikTok's real important. So you got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So I've been working with 2 different companies. Both of them have different strategies. I've learned a lot. I mean, and then basically all these platforms are different. So you can't just make one post and post the same thing on all of them. It's going to do good on one. It's not going to do good on the other one. It's crazy. So we're learning, but as we build our brand, having an online presence is super important.
I think once you have like a pretty good personal brand, like build up all the following, like a loyal fan base, I think that's when you can start posting the same stuff on every platform.
Yeah, maybe. But Gary Vee just said the other day, like, you can't. So I trust him. And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, they're all like, one thing will do really good on TikTok and it doesn't do good on Instagram.
It's just because all the algorithms are just different.
Well, that's what I mean. So
yeah.
You have to post different stuff. So anyway, it's a learning process. I haven't even started doing that really yet. I just kind of started doing that, but it's crazy. At the end of the day, you have to do it. If you're going to be in business these days and you're not doing it, like, you're going to be left behind. So build your brand, build your online presence. It's going to bring endless possibilities to what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table. If you have something good to share and you're good at, what you do, then you need to be online. That's basically.
If you can take someone to point A to point B or provide value or provide a service, you definitely want to put that online, build a brand around it, and just kind of go from there.
Yep. So, it's super important. I mean, the most important ones for my business, they're all important. I was like, we'll start with YouTube. Instagram's important. Brad Lee, they're asking him about someone else that was pretty big, and he goes, well, I'll check him out. Let's look at his Instagram. I mean, that's what people do now. They look at people's social media to see how big they are. So
in life, that's just everything.
That's just the way it is. So
look at their Instagram. What's their Instagram?
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook's important. Gary Vee said Facebook has the most traffic of anyone right now, so that's important. But that's more of like an older crowd, it seems like. Instagram might be younger, but there's older people on it too. Yeah. YouTube, just all kinds of people. Twitter, I'm still figuring out. I have hardly any followers there because it was all baseball before, so I'm figuring that out. But posting slow but sure. And Nick Huber is really, really blown up on Twitter. So he's big in self-storage. He bought like 50 million in self-storage last year. And this year, guess how much they bought in self-storage? 1.8 million. That's how much things have slowed down. That's crazy, isn't it?
They bought 1.8 million?
Yeah, and last year they bought 50. That's how hard real estate is right now with the interest rates, and people, the sellers still want to get top dollar, but you can't with the interest rate. You can't buy something at the interest rate today and pay what you would pay 3 years ago with the interest rates where they were. They were half as much as they were now. So anyway.
Hopefully they do actually cut those in September.
Yeah, so, Twitter, that's big. LinkedIn, they're all big. I mean, and TikTok's even big. People are like, oh, this is for kids. No. Gary Vee says TikTok is super important.
There is so much money being made on TikTok. TikTok Shop, they just actually combined with Amazon a little bit on like a little deal that you don't even have to leave the actual TikTok app itself to buy stuff on Amazon now. It's starting to, I don't know like how that's working because I was maybe thinking TikTok Shop would maybe try to compete with Amazon, but I mean, yeah, it's a crazy.
It's definitely a movement. I mean, you got to.
E-commerce.
Yeah, you got to try to get in because you're going to get left behind. So branding, it's one of the most important things you can do for your business. You got to have an online presence. So that's what we're trying to do. I mean, it's not easy, Anything good is not easy. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
So you got to get in. You got to keep working. You got to post regularly. You got to add value. I mean, you can't just post stupid shit. No one's
Yeah.
even going to care. So
Yeah.
you got to add value. You know, you got to tell your story. You got to broadcast.
You got to get people to know, like, and trust you. That's what Brandon Turner says, and he is pretty much a master at this
He's
whole
one of
social
the
media
best.
thing and building a brand.
He's one of the best. So a positive for me is my YouTube's been doing pretty good. We have this podcast, which goes in the long form on YouTube, which the first one did pretty good, had like 400 views. The next two were okay. I'm working with a different company potentially to help with the SEO, which it's all a learning process to help with the SEO. And then your thumbnail is really important, which we kind of knew that, but you know, that's what they're saying. So he's actually going to look at that. He just messaged me today. He's going to look at the third video and see what he can do for SEO. I have no idea how he's going to do that, but we'll find out. So you want your SEO, your search engine optimization to rank high, which I'm not sure how you can do that without gradually just gaining. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But those ones have done pretty good. But the shorts I've been posting are starting to catch some traction. One got 6.7 thousand views. Another one got 2,300. Another one has like 1,800. And then multiple with 4 up to like 900. So that's good. When I look at Brandon Turner, his are better, but they're not like that much better. I was surprised. I'm like, this is brand new for me. He's raised $1 billion for real estate. I'm not even close to that, but I'm headed that way. So it's positive to look at mine versus his.
Yeah. He's
way bigger on Instagram, but he admitted YouTube is super important. He's got to tackle YouTube now. So that's good. So it's a work in progress, but we're working through it. You just got to keep pushing, man.
It's a
gotta
whole
keep pushing.
learning process.
Gary G.
It's just a good thing to, honestly, to learn about because it's literally our world now.
Right. Gary V. just, he's an animal. He is probably the most influential, him and Grant Cardone, the most influential people on social media. And he just says it's super important. You have to do it. Another positive, Corey G's big guy around here. He's super big on social media. He's made tons of money, big into fitness, a lot of like what he is interested in. And then you're going to do real estate too. He's getting into real estate now.
He's a G.
Yep, and he reached out.
Corey G.
Yep, Corey G. Shout out. He reached out, and he's excited about our content, what we're doing, and he learned a lot. He did Muscle Island. I can't even believe that thing's done. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah, that Muscle
holy
Island
shit
is fire.
And that is some dough right there.
Hey, if you're watching this, we're gonna have to get a workout in Muscle Island.
Let's
do it.
Yep, I'll go out there. I better get in better shape, but it's coming. I'm not terrible, but I don't have 15 abs.
Everybody, I've been trying.
Hey, you don't have 15 abs either. He's got 15 fucking abs.
Okay,
it looks like
abs
chiseled.
are genetic too. You don't understand that.
Okay.
A lot of stuff's genetic.
All right.
I have like 5 abs. Everything's genetic, by the way.
All right, well,
A lot of stuff is.
you can always get more.
If you don't have like actual abs, the more you can do is just lose body fat
Okay.
and more show. That's how it works.
Yeah. So anyway, he said he'd get on too. So we'll have him on. I mean, he's just destroying the game, and I think he's getting into real estate and potential investor there because he sees what we're doing. We're looking to go from 10 mil to 100 mil in the next 8 years, and it's going to happen. So yeah, it's a work in progress too, and it's not easy with the rates and everything like we've been talking about. Deals are very hard. We've been working on these apartments and this flex and everything forever, and the apartments look outrageous to build. So right now we're looking at either putting a ton of money down, and we never take any profit or any fees or anything for all our services, which were architectural and engineering fees, overhead and profit for building it. We never take that. We put that in as sweat equity, and normally we put some money in, but this looks like we have to put a lot of money in. So we're looking at that, or we may get investors. So if we do, we'll let you know, because these in in probably 12 years, they'll 3X. That's real safe assumption, I would say, with everything coming in. You got Microsoft coming in, Hebron and Heath, you got Intel, you got all kinds of stuff coming in Licking County. They're going to be 3X in 12 years. I'm calling it right now. So we're going to figure out a way to do it. We're going to get it done. So let's just touch briefly on, the projects here. The flip, it's been kind of a pain in the ass, but it's kind of fun. We're multiple different obstacles that you're not prepared for, and you just got to figure it out. And you got to try to save over here and then spend it over here and then save over here and spend it over here. You're just constantly playing that game. So this damn garage had trees growing up through it and totally caught me off guard. I didn't even see it because the damn yard was such a jungle. So we finally decided to shore up the trusses. We demoed the block wall. Then we stump grinded the stumps, and then we got over as far as we could. There's still a little bit of a son of a bitch stump hanging out there. We're going to try to get that out, but it looks 1,000 times better already. Then we're going to lay that block wall back up. Then we're going to paint the garage, and we're going to patch the roof a little bit where the trees were going up through the fucking roof. It's been brutal.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on that. I mean, we've totally basically gutted it. New plumbing, mechanical, electrical, new drywall. We're going to paint. We're all new trim for the most part. We kept whatever trim we could.
It's been a huge learning process for him and me, which is
And him.
really good. It's
From
just been good to see the whole process.
the whole
for both of us.
process, and he saw the pricing before. I had it pretty safe, even though this was a tough one. Whoops! Hey, shit! Even though this was tough, we're making it work, and I was able to have an inspection first. So I had the inspection to go off of, which they allowed me to get, and then I put numbers together and made sure I can fix each thing on the inspection. Of course, there was shit not on the inspection that the guy didn't catch. Thanks a lot. Still going to make it work, and we're trying to make like 50 grand. I was trying to do it in 60 days, or it's going to be 90 at least. But again, learning process. It's totally renovated, new roof, new everything. We put in a bathroom, full bathroom upstairs. Get rid of that crazy mural that was on the wall. About scared the shit out of me. We don't need to get into that. Yeah, the garage, we're dealing with those stumps. We got to relay the block. We're going to patch the roof. Hopefully be done in 30 days. We got to power wash, clean up the yard, replace the posts, paint the soffit porch. I mean, there's still a ton to do.
I'll take credit for pretty much half the drywall hung. Not easy, but Ben, he did it for 30 years, one of the guys.
He's a beast.
And was like, okay, Brian, do this. And then I was like, okay, now I'm hanging drywall, and this kind of sucks, but
it makes a man out of you.
Yeah, and it's not fun carrying it up these steep-ass stairs built in 1841. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It was actually a good workout, so you know what? Whatever.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. So, and at the bottom of the steps, one of the steps is 11 and a quarter, so we have to add a 2x at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to like transition it, and we're going to have carpet and put extra pad right there so it doesn't, so you can't really tell. Oh my God. All the little things you have to do with this damn house. It's crazy. But after this, we can do anything. I mean, we're making it work. I knew we could do it. I knew it was going to be tough, but it's definitely not easy. It's taking longer. We're using all our own money. I'm not borrowing any money, so I'm not paying interest yet. After we get this one flipped, we'll probably start doing 2 or 3 at a time, and then potentially start using some other money, either banks or private money, but we haven't done that yet. So
when we had to jack the floor up in the flip, the guys were downstairs, and they were doing it, and they told me to go up. So I was just sitting there. They told me to watch this line that, has to be level, that the line tells you if it's level. So I had to watch that. And 5 seconds later, it feels like I'm falling out of the sky. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I realized
the jack gave out, and it flipped out, oh man, it could have been bad.
Could have been really bad.
Could have hurt someone. So
it felt like I was falling out of the sky for 3 seconds.
Yeah. So we had a string going from one side of the room to the other. In the middle, it needed to be jacked up 2.5 inches. I mean, that's that much. That's crazy. So we were jacking it up. Boom, the jack goes out. So we had to get different jacks, do all this crazy stuff. We finally got it to where it's within like a 1/4 inch of being level. So that's fantastic. We put a new beam in, put new columns in. I did videos on that. I mean, this house is getting totally renovated the right way. It's going to be great. It's right across the street from a brand new renovated elementary school. All the houses around it are renovated, look nice. It's just this little eyesore that needed fixed up, and we took it on.
It scared the Kamala Harris.
Oh, God. Jesus.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was either.
Kind of funny, but.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Deer Run. We got siding coming soon. Drywall Wednesday. Garage and porch getting poured Wednesday. That's moving pretty fast. We just had someone reach out that may want to buy that before we actually are ready to list it. So that would be great because you can make a little more money that way, and that'd be fantastic. And then our standards are right in the pictures of our last house. I was able to send them pictures. I said it's going to be very similar to this, the one on Kimberly Court. The finishes were crazy. Yeah, 530. If we could do 530 without realtors, I think that could work. I sent them the pictures for Kimberly Court. The pictures are, it's insane. It was probably even too nice, but I'm trying to build a brand, trying to build a reputation, and every time we do a house, we make it freaking crazy nice, and it sells like this. So
you do a good job at that, Dad.
Thanks, little Doug, little Douglas. I appreciate it, and you help out too, and you're.
So I don't know. He just started calling me Douglas one day, and now you go.
It's a nickname that
he started calling me at the batting cages one day when I was like 10, randomly.
He was a little pudgy.
Yeah, thanks. B-dubs about 5 times a week when we were getting ready for the Power Showcase.
Getting ready for the Power Showcase, going to B-dubs 5 times a week. I was drinking beer and eating wings, and he was eating wings, and we both got to the Power Showcase and looked chubby.
I was eating wings and drinking Sprite.
Yeah, how did we not know? Yeah, anyway, that's a different story. So we got there, and I saw a picture of myself. I was like, God damn, I look like I got stung by a bee in the face.
The picture of us with the jersey, we both look like chubby shits.
We both look like hogs. You know what? We weren't the McAnallys there. We were the Hoganallys. Shout out.
I think I was 160 then, and I'm one. Okay, I was 160 then.
minute.
Yeah, I was one. I got up to 160 in 6th grade. I'm 170 like 2 right now. Think about that.
That's what made him want to be so fit because he finally got sick of it. So.
Yeah, so pretty much I was pudgy my whole life, and then I kind of was like, f this shit. No bitches, nothing.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but it pushed him to be who he is today.
And I'm happy that it happened because I wouldn't be where I am at right now.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything
we know
happens
that.
for a reason.
Yep.
Harry.
Yep. Thanks, Douglas. Okay.
So I call him Harry. So
yeah, Harry's my nickname. One time, me and Dale went to a restaurant after your baseball
Dale is
stuff.
Parker's dad.
Yeah.
Dale is Parker's dad. Josh. That's his real name.
It's not Josh.
I don't
Dale.
know why I referred to him as Parker's dad, but
yeah. So anyway,
you don't know who Parker is either. But
we went to
whatever.
Yeah, they do.
Parker's
a little filiard, little chubby boy too.
Parker's my best friend. We played baseball for a long time together on
10 years.
Extremely high level travel teams. We're pretty much like brothers.
It was great times. Actually,
it was really good times.
It was so fun. Oh my god,
it was so fucking fun,
dude. We'd all four ride together for tournaments, and we'd have a blast, especially when they were younger. And we would like have all these nicknames and crack on everyone. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was really fun.
It was fun. Okay, let's keep moving here. So duplexes at the lake. We're finalizing design. Talking to the realtor. We think those can go for $550 a pop. That's $550 per side. So potentially $1.1 million per building. So that'd be like 2.2
that wouldn't
for
be
both
bad.
buildings. It's not bad, but with how expensive everything is right now, it's still going to be hard. So keep working, get better bids, better people, more economical. Got to keep working, man. You got to keep working on business. High Point. I want to do some houses there, but they're waiting on us. We're waiting on some designs. Gare and Kent are freaking crazy busy with these jails. We're trying to get some freeness for them because they're pretty important with the design process. I mean, I can go so far, but I need
Kent's
their
a wizard.
expertise.
Tell him about Kent a little bit.
Kent is a genius, and he can do a set of drawings for pretty much anything. It seems like an hour, and I'm not kidding. The guy is like phenomenal.
So pretty much what you're saying is AutoCAD's in his brain.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he framed probably 40 houses and did all the work himself, he would frame a house by himself.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and set trusses by himself. So the fact that he did all
I didn't know that,
and he's super smart, and he can design.
And he has a fucking Hellcat, so he's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
He's a cool
and
person.
He's a good guy to have on your side because he can kick some ass. So that's great. I'm hoping to get some more expertise for them for High Point, but the duplexes first. I'd love to get those started. We'd love to have them ready for Labor Day next year to sell. They're not on the water, but best development in the lake. Got a commercial pool. It's walking distance to the water. It's right there. It's the best location in the lake.
Right next to Dollar General.
Yeah. I mean, you can walk to Dollar General.
It's pretty
what the
nice.
hell?
It is pretty damn nice.
Dollar General, man.
That was a little bit of a joke, but I mean, it's literally a grocery store.
I mean, Dollar General is the nicest thing at the lake. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
And you can walk to the Chef Shack and the new food truck right there.
Yeah. I mean, you can walk to all kinds of stuff, and you can ride your bike on the bike path, go to all kinds of different stuff. Oh, not to mention the boatyard is walking distance. That's a nice
and the yacht club.
That's a nice little. Oh yeah, the yacht club.
Pretty nice,
dude. It's the nicest location. I mean, we don't have to talk too much about it.
And the boat ramp's right there. I don't know why that matters, but it's right there.
Well, you can get your boat in, but no one really does that. Everyone just has someone else do it. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh yeah, and it comes with the dock. So $550 comes with the dock slip and best location at the lake. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so the apartments. We touched on this a little bit. It's super expensive. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to make this work. Either we're going to put a lot of money into it or we're going to get investors. And then if we do, we'll let you guys know because, like I said, 10 years, 12 years, it's going to be worth 3x. It's a little tight right now, but we're going to make them the nicest ones around. Probably in the 1,800 range for 2 bedrooms and the 1,400 range for 1 bedroom.
It's like
and
the
then
400th fly I've seen.
Yeah. In the next probably 3-4 years, those will all be over $2,000 a month. And we may even look at Airbnb in some of those. Okay, so the apartments, we're going to make it work. We're going to figure it out. One way or another, I spent too much time on it. We're not going to not do it. So one way or another, we're putting the money up or we're going to have other people put it up and become partners, but we're going to do it. So then...
One thing. Fast forward to social media for a second. I'm starting to gain a little bit of traction and starting to get a feel for this Instagram kind of thing. I'm starting to kind of focus solely on that a little bit more than the other platforms, but I am still kind of figuring out TikTok, I posted my first one on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to figure that out too. But Instagram, one of my videos got 1.1 million views and I think 16,000 likes. And
that's
I posted
crazy.
2 other similar ones that it's kind of about the Ohio State committed baseball, blah, 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 all that shit.
Well, he's committed to Ohio State, which is cool, but it wasn't for him, and now God had other plans, and now he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
But people love that shit.
Basically, what I'm starting to figure out is I built like a connection to some people, and like you should see all these DMs I get. So, like, by the way, I haven't even told you this. I probably have 80 DMs from people that are kind of in the same shoes as me, or just like saying, like, I really respect you for that. All these people hating on you, they don't understand what a college sport is like, how it's a full-time job and what it does mentally. And they're kind of just like, some of them are saying, what should I do? They're literally in the situation right now, like, how'd you get your parents on board? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just building a connection with people.
Which wasn't easy at first.
No, it definitely wasn't.
No.
But it's still not easy. I'm still figuring it out.
No.
But, we're at 850 followers. I started July 11th at like 310, which is pretty crazy. I was like, damn, how do these guys gain so many followers? And it's crazy what a video can do. Just off that video, I've gotten 450 followers or something like that. And then these other videos I posted a little bit similar, but they're different structured. The structure of them is different, but it's still kind of the same message. Those ones are doing very well too.
So that's like the thing with the algorithm. You could do something similar, but change it a little bit, and it'll still blow up, right?
Yeah.
So the algorithm for Instagram, it's hard to figure out. He's done well. I mean, my most viewed post was a post, not a video. Your video got like 1 million views. It's not even close to that many, I'll tell you that. But it's a work in progress, and real estate's a little different. So we're working through it.
It's weird how the algorithm works too, or however they push out the video, like after a certain amount of time, like, I don't know, because I posted the video on like a Wednesday and it had like 1,000 views, which is pretty normal. And then like 3 or 4 days later, it just started going crazy. And then to this day, it's still
making progress.
Still getting more likes and views and follows.
Which is weird.
It's crazy.
None of mine do that, by the way. So it's hard. It's not easy. Like we said, we're just figuring it out. I plan to get that big, but it's not there yet.
I want to learn how to make like more valuable content. Do that. That's
right.
What I'm starting to try to figure out a little bit. Try to figure out. And
right. So social media, I mean, the possibilities we're talking about, for me at least, deal flow, partners, potential coaching, potential groups, and then potential sponsorships. And then, you got monetizing for the different platforms. So that's why we're doing it. And then, of course, you got to build your brand too. It's all part of it. So just growing your brand and then growing your followers. Attention is the best thing for your business. So.
And I truly get fulfillment out of just off the little amount of helping people. If you are happy doing what you do for a living, you won't ever work a day in your life. That's a good saying.
Yeah. If you can love what you do, that's half the battle. If you can make a lot of money doing it, like, you're killing it. So that's the plan. So the next planning commission meeting for the Flex, it's third week in August. That's coming right up. We're finalizing our civil drawings and comments right now, trying to get those all tidied up so we can submit on the 19th and we can have our meeting. I think it's on the 21st. Should be able to get our final blessing there, which then will be released to get our construction drawings done so we can turn those in for permit. We can get our bids finalized. We can have drawings to build off of. I met with Greg Wells, Dave Smith to talk about the excavation, talk about how we're going to do this with the phases, and talk about the construction type, how tall the buildings are going to be. It's pole barn construction. We got 14-foot tall overhead doors, and we're going to have, storefront, and we're going to have each unit will be 1152 square feet. There'll be 10 units per building, and it's about 11,552 square foot per building. That's under 12,000, so we don't need sprinkler system. We don't need firewalls. So it's all part of the plan. There'll be 6 buildings. We're going to do it in phases. And if we can get 14 to 18 bucks a square foot and we can build these for what we think we can, like, we're going to freaking smash on these. We're going to smash. And if we can do what we think, then we're going to start doing these all over Ohio and then all over the Midwest, maybe all over the country, along with, self-storage, which we love, and maybe apartments. Apartments seem expensive right now, but that's probably all relative. It's just something's wacky with that. But the Flex, big potential. We're real excited about it.
The key is building long-term generational wealth. That's the key.
Right. So for us, if we're doing new developments like this, it takes forever to get them approved. So by the time we get them approved and we get them full and it's cash flowing, you got cash flow, you got appreciation, you got depreciation, and it's going to appreciate over time. You got a great location. A
lot of tax benefits too.
And it's brand new. Like, why would you sell it? Like, I don't ever see myself selling any of those. Maybe even 20 years down the road, maybe, but I doubt it, because you work so hard to get them approved and it's a great asset. Like, why would you sell it?
Part of the reason it took so long is you also had to switch the zoning from storage to
Right. We were going to do storage there. Then Schoenberger did storage down the street. Thanks, Schoenberger. Shout out. But it's actually worked out because I think flex can be better. We love storage, though. By the way, we're 70% occupied in Hebron and into the project about a year and a half, which is ahead of schedule, and hoping to be 95% at the end of year 2, which that is completely stabilized. And then not to mention, you can raise the rents then, and that's when you really start killing it. So let's just put this in perspective. If you raise the rent $25 a unit in Hebron, that can raise the value of the complex almost $1 million. Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So that is the power of commercial real estate, especially the bigger ones that, once you do bigger scale, like that's about 50,000 square feet. The flex is going to be 70,000 square feet. So you can only imagine what that's going to be like.
It's going to be massive.
Crazy. Real excited for those projects. And then I'm already looking for, which I haven't looked at hard yet, but we're looking for the next storage complex deal, which will probably get investors on that, and confident about that because we just did one and it's already killing it 70% after a year and a half. I mean, that's that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So out in Hebron, we've actually eliminated walls on, I would say, 30 or 40 units and created huge units, and they're just killing it. People love them. So every situation's different. You got to find your market, and then you can change units as you go if there's a need. So we've been doing that out there to get the occupancy up.
And something funny about Hebron is we had to recently kick a guy out because he was, living there. Can't do that at storage complexes.
Yeah, he was living there.
There's multiple times you told him, blah, blah, blah. But we were cleaning his unit out, and there are some pretty funny things. There's weed everywhere. Just weed, bud. Pure bud just laying everywhere. So it was an interesting time.
Yeah, I mean,
clean that out.
Storage units, you have Storage Wars, which was on TV, and you'd have all these nice things, and you go to auctions, and people would be winning all this nice stuff. Like, that's just not real. The main thing you deal with is people living in the units, and then everything else is just basic. There's nothing.
No.
You never find anything real good. One time I thought we had a car, and then it was just the wrong unit. It was someone that it was just confused. So we didn't have the car. I mean, that would have been too good to be true. So yeah, people living in the damn storage units, man. It is crazy. God, I mean, what the hell is wrong with people? Why do they want to live in storage units? It's crazy. So we're shutting the door on that, and we're not letting it happen. We have the nicest units around. Actually, Hebron, we have lower prices than anyone. That's going to change at some point, but not yet. And cameras everywhere, brand new, electric gate, app. We know who's coming and going. The website's professional. We got both complexes on the website. Heath is 94%. That's 70%. I mean, it's good. And it's not real hard to manage. Brittany, we've talked about her before. She's freaking ass kicker, and she kicks ass in home health, and she manages both complexes. She is a beast. And we take care of her. So the last thing, which we touched on this before, we're turning one of the houses in Heath into an Airbnb, which is going to be huge. And so it already has the nice flooring, which we put that in a couple years ago. The walls are already gray, so we'll have to touch those up. We're going to paint the trim white. We're going to paint the cabinets black. We're going to change the hardware to black. We're going to change the plumbing fixtures to black. And it's going to look super modern. And we're going to Airbnb that with all the travel nurses, the people working on Intel, traveling, people working on Microsoft, traveling, all the projects going on. We're going to rent it minimum for a week probably. We'd like to get a month minimum, but we'll maybe do a week. We'll see. But we should be able to get like $5,000 a month versus $2,000. So that would pay for the furniture the first month, and then everything after that is profit. So we're real excited about that. See if we can make that happen. It's kind of a risk here in Licking County, but we have a pretty good feeling we're going to be able to do it. So exciting.
Yeah. Definitely a good situation.
Yeah. And so what's your update with your goals for this year?
Well, a realistic goal that I could have and I probably should set is to actually start coaching people and just get in the door and actually finding mentors within the niche. One of my trainers that started training me when I was 8 years old, actually, I just talked to him yesterday. Shout out Roy.
Shout out Roy.
Roy Price. Shout out Little Roy, too. That's actually bigger than Roy now, but that's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Little Roy was actually beating me in races. Yeah.
And then Big Roy looks like he can lift up a car, and he probably can.
Yeah.
So you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah. So that's definitely the goal, and just start kind of monetizing everything, hopefully, and just see where everything goes.
So obviously you're trying to blow that up, and then you're still looking to make money and invest in real estate, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Still trying to figure out more ways making money online. That's just the new world we live in, and why wouldn't you try and do that? I mean, you'd be kind of dumb not to.
Right. You got to go out and see what you can do, and just you got to go out, kick ass, and keep trying. You're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up, knock down, get back up, and then keep fighting and figure it out. So that's just the way it is. Work your ass off, work more than everyone, work harder than everyone, and good things are going to happen.
60 hours a week right now.
Yep.
I will be working. So I work for him 9 to 5, and then 2 days a week I work at a gym, Maximum Fitness, 5 to 11, Tuesday and Thursday, and Saturdays 8 to 10 to 2. But when Ohio State football comes up, that's going to change.
That's going to change. Oh, by the way,
we'll be on Sundays.
Yeah, we don't have baseball this year, so we got club seats, and I feel I'm so pumped about that.
That's going to be fun.
I knew that was going to happen someday, and we haven't been able to do that because he's been in baseball. So there's definitely a positive to everything, and that's a huge positive with no baseball. And we actually I think we're getting 2 more tickets. That's part of like a birthday, Christmas thing for him. So that's it's going to be legit. We're super excited about this year. Ralph, shout out, coming in for the Michigan game, and that's going to be a super fun week. Randino, shout out. Just saw him the other day. He's about 6'10". His son's like 6'9". I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I am.
Dude, what the hell? That's crazy.
I saw him walk in the door. I was like, oh, shit.
Every time I see him, I'm like, God damn, dude. I'm tall as shit. It makes me feel like a midget. Oh, man, that's good.
You'll hire a little bit.
I mean, this episode's been super long because we had a ton to talk about. Obviously, we want to touch on Ohio State football. We're super excited about that. A lot of shit coming up. We got guests coming. We thought we were going to have one, but we didn't have the right shit. We didn't have the right equipment yet.
Yeah.
It's coming, though.
It's coming.
We got a surprise who it's going to be, and we're super excited because he's like a little brother to me. If you're watching, you're going to know who it is.
It's like a big brother to me.
Yep, and he really helped him out, and we've helped each other out, and it's exciting. So he's got a great story, and that's what this is all about. Having great stories, having good people come on, tell their stories, and it's also about networking. And so we're gonna be having super big dogs on. We're gonna be having guys that have a good story, that have done some stuff, but all in all, it's about networking, helping each other, telling stories, and inspiring. We want to inspire because that's what it's all about. So episode 6 coming to an end.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
One of our best ones.
It's one of our best ones. It's long, a lot of info. We just killing it with Ohio State football. I can talk to anyone about Ohio State football like toe to toe. So go ahead and bring it. Whoever you want, bring it because I know my shit. But yeah, episode 7 coming soon. We may have a guest, but probably not. It'll probably be episode 8. We'll have a guest, and we'll be popping it off again.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, we'll holla at you.